Yo, 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 yo! This your boy Denzel Lockhart, or D-Lock. Just coming in with you today. This is actually a video on who is the greatest basketball player. Is it Michael Jordan or is it LeBron James? Or even is it Kobe? Because I know there's a bunch of Kobe Bryant fans out there. For one, just to clear everything up. I don't know exactly who the greatest basketball player is. I mean, supposedly it is Michael Jordan, and I've seen him play. I wasn't alive to actually see him play. Um, but I've seen highlighted films and stuff, and kind of just on Sports Channel, kind of reruns of like what he did and stuff. And I saw like some of his stats, and he was an amazing player, and he is called the greatest basketball player of all time. But me personally, I think LeBron James is probably if he's not the greatest player, then he has potential to be the greatest player because everyone's like, well, LeBron James only has one ring. But the thing that people need to understand is that Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, he had a decent. They both had decent teams. They had a number two player, a number three player to get them there. Not saying that they probably couldn't get it on their own. I'm just saying don't hype them too much because they had people beside them to help them out. For example, Michael Jordan, he didn't get his first ring until he was 28. You know what team he was on? He was on the Chicago Bulls with Scottie Pippen, which was a great number two player. Matter of fact, Scottie Pippen probably back then in his prime was somewhat like a LeBron James would be like now. So he was playing with an amazing person. He had Paxson, who shot 50% 3 pointers. He was a great 3-point shooter. I mean, he was no Larry Bird, but he was pretty good. And then he had that dude, I forgot his name, who had a bunch of tattoos and piercings and a weird color on his hair. I forgot his name, but he had him, and he led the team in rebounds. So they had a pretty decent team. It's not like they didn't have no one. And the same with Kobe. When Kobe started playing, rookie year, when he started, he was good. He was great. And then there was the duo, the Shaq and Kobe. And then after the years, they've acquired more people. Like for example, now there's Paul Gasol, excellent player. Now they have Steve Nash, and they have I keep forgetting that guy's name, but he just left Orlando and he went to the Lakers. So now they have them. So Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan aren't like people who's had to completely strive to get where they are themselves. But LeBron James, it's completely different. This guy played for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and this guy pretty much had nobody. And I'm not dissing the Cavaliers. I'm not dissing the fans or anything. Great team. It's a great place. Root for them by all means. All I'm saying is that until LeBron James went on that team, they went nowhere. They didn't go to the playoffs. They by far never been to the finals before. And he's done that for them both times. He's done that multiple times. And on a team like that where he was pretty much the star player, he was able to get multiple MVPs and different awards and accolades and stuff, and he was truly by himself. So for somebody to truly be by himself and still be great, yes. And a lot of people are like, well, Michael Jordan would never leave his team. Michael Jordan's never really been in that circumstance before to where he's had to leave his team. Because like I said, he had people, he had people to help him out. But LeBron James didn't, so he went to the Miami Heat. Another thing why I think LeBron James is so great is because when he went to the Heat, not only was he hated by his fellow teammates probably, not only was he hated by Cleveland and Akron and Ohio, man, he was hated. He was one of the most hated people in the NBA. He pretty much had to wear the villain hat. in which he said he does not like being a villain because he doesn't see himself as a villain. And why should he see himself as a villain? He's not a bad guy. He just wants to win. And he even said it himself, he doesn't care about the individual accolades. When Michael Jordan played for the Bulls, don't get me wrong, Michael Jordan's a great player. He's still the greatest of all time, but when he played, how many assists did he have compared to LeBron James? Because LeBron James actually passes the ball, and people don't credit him enough for actually doing that. He wasn't a ball hog. LeBron James wouldn't try to take the last shot, not because he couldn't. I mean, everyone's like, LeBron James isn't clutch. LeBron James doesn't try to be clutch because he wants his team to win, but he wants his team to actually play. Like, he can't play by himself. When he played for Cleveland Cavaliers, he actually did have to take the shot. And there was a bunch of pressure on him because he was the only person who was, who's actually making the team go somewhere. And even in interviews, he never credited that on himself. So that takes a great player, and it takes a man to actually do that. So, all you LeBron James haters, just back up. Like, hear me out. Back off just for a little bit. Now, back to the race. Look, why I think he's the best. When he moved to Miami, he was one of the hated players in the NBA, right? So you got one man on a team who he finally has those backup players. And then you have all that pressure. You have all that pressure on you that that Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant never had on them before. They've never had to play a game where they got booed at crazy before. They never had like a bunch of fans hate their guts before. They never had to play a game where it was like even different teammates from different players were taunting them. Even through all that, this guy came out and succeeded. I mean, he didn't succeed the first time, as you guys saw. He lost to the Dallas Mavericks. He and his team lost to the Dallas Mavericks, but he didn't let that ruin his career. He came back out the next season and he got it done. He had all that pressure on him. When he was playing up against the Celtics, everyone was betting that was going to be the end of LeBron James' career. Everyone was betting on it. While he was playing the Celtics were winning, and they knew they were winning. And they were taunting him, which not a lot of people know about. They were actually taunting this guy. Until one day, he just had enough, and he beat that whole team, and I've never seen anything like it. I've never even seen anything like it from Michael Jordan. There hasn't been a performance like that since Wilt Chamberlain was in the game, and that was like, I don't know how many years ago. No one's ever done that to a team since Wilt Chamberlain. Kobe Bryant had like an 80-point game or whatever, but he was feeling good. He didn't have pressure on him. He didn't need to do that. He just wanted to do that so, he could like make some type of standard or record or something. No, he had to do that. His record was on the line, and people were like, "Oh, LeBron James not pressured enough. He's not pressured enough." He was pressured that day. You better believe it. He was crazy pressured. But he came out there and he beat that whole team. None of the Celtics were able to stop this guy. I've never seen anything like it. And then when he went to the finals, everyone was like, "Oh, he's gonna lose. That's a really young team. He's gonna choke again." No, he didn't choke. First game they lost. The other games, man, he destroyed the heck out of them. Won final MVP, and he's gonna win the MVP this year. So that's already 4 MVPs in his career thus far. And the funny thing is, he's not even finished yet. You guys are talking about LeBron James like as if, this last year is the end of LeBron James' career. He has one second. He has 1 ring under his belt, 4 MVPs, and he's only like 28 and 29. Michael Jordan got his first ring when he was 28. Plus he has like 1 or 2 Olympic gold medals, so he's not out of the race yet. Not even completely. Me personally, I love Michael Jordan. And to be honest with you, I was more of a Michael Jordan fan until I became a LeBron James fan. I've been more of a Michael Jordan fan than a LeBron James fan. But until recently, until like I actually saw this guy play in high school. I saw some film and I couldn't believe my eyes. And I saw something. The video of Michael Jordan's response to LeBron James, I can't say it word for word, but Michael Jordan goes to say something like this. He's like, maybe it's my fault. I made you think that my game started at the free throw, that my game was built on flash rather than hard work and stuff like that. So pretty much he was saying that no, LeBron James, my game was not like that, and I worked hard for it, and you need to too. Which is kind of like, I could see why he comes to say something like that, and then he's like, maybe you're just making excuses. But for him, in order to say something like that, it's like saying that LeBron James, you didn't work hard to become great. I don't know how you got it. You must have got possessed or something, but you didn't work hard. And when I became a LeBron James fan, I saw countless interviews on the internet, watched high school game film. The reason why LeBron James played basketball is to take his anger out, the anger he had for life that he was living. He started playing basketball when he was 8 years old, either 8 or 7. So for years, this is not just like he became great in high school. No, he played basketball at 8 years old because his mom had to like sell herself and sell drugs and have this crazy bad life. And that just wasn't cutting it for him. Like, life was horrible for him. So he took, instead of like being another black statistic, robbing a bank or killing somebody, no, he took his anger out on basketball. And he harnessed that, and he made his like his anger and hatred into like greatness, into skill. He harvested that and turned it into skill. And he learned how to play basketball, and he's been playing since he was 8 years old. Then he got better and better. And then he started getting great actually when he was in middle school. Then he played for a middle school team where he lived in Cleveland. Or Akron, I'm not 100% sure where. But I know he played on middle school. He won a middle school championship. Then he went to high school. And he played high school ball. And at the age of 14, he was already in varsity. I'm not sure if he won his first championship in the 9th grade, but I know he at least won 3 state championships. And he was Mr. USA, which meant he was the best basketball player in basketball. There's not many people who could come from high school and go to the NBA. And to be honest with you, I saw that and I was like, wow. He took his bad life. Like, this guy could have been anybody. But he decided to take his bad life and completely turned it upside down. And now look at him. He's the best basketball player in the league right now. You could beg to differ or not. This guy's averaging anywhere from 27 to 30 points a game. But I think it's 27 points a game. Like, 7 or 6 assists. Like, anywhere from 7 to 10 rebounds. This guy is amazing. So yeah, that's why. See you later.